Good evening, guys. Oh, excuse the hair. I hope everybody is well. So I'm just going to wait and hopefully we have got a few more lovelies joining us. Hopefully you've bought your pen, you've bought your paper, you've got a notebook and you are ready to learn. I know I'm certainly ready to teach you guys. Evening, guys. Hey, I hope everyone's well. Hey. Hopefully you're all gathering those orders for this evening. Hope everybody's good. Isn't it funny how your scent buds, your scents change? Oh, it's a bit soggy. Half melted that. Just changing some wax in my office. Right, okay, I hope everybody's good. So, I hope you've got your pen and paper. Feel free to tag a teamie. Go and message your teams. Let your teams know that I'm live. Because I was going to do this as a Zoom, but I thought I would come live instead and talk to you all. So, tonight we're talking about going into 2021. We are nearing the end of the year and wow, what a year it's been. It has definitely been a year that none of us are ever going to forget. 110%, like 2021 is like a year that will stick in your heads. Some of you because it's the year that maybe you started your business. Some of you it was that you've been in business for a little while and your business just skyrocketed. Obviously it's the year of stock issues, the year of sellouts, the year of LTOs. There has been so much that's happened within our Scentsy business, but we now need to start getting ready and start prepping for 2021. And this is where the magic really starts to happen because we are still in hypergrowth at the moment. And obviously, while we're still in hypergrowth, we need to take advantage of that and we need to start thinking about, right, how are we going to go forward with our business? And for you guys and for me, it's then about really working out where we're going to go, what we want to do and how we want to get there. And that's what I want to go through tonight with you guys. I really want to help you. So hopefully I am going to give you some points and tips tonight. I would, if you can, write it down because some of the things I've written down, I've been watching somebody new on YouTube and honestly, it literally has lit a fire in me. So I'm hoping this is going to be fresh. It's going to be something new, something that you've not necessarily heard before. So the first thing I want you to do in your piece of paper that you've got with you tonight and your pen is to recap a few things that have gone well in your business and things that maybe you want to change. So this is the first thing that I always do. When I'm writing down new goals, the first thing I always do is I think about what's gone on within this year. So for example, it might be, and I normally look at how my year's gone by the most recent incentive. So for example, I've talked about incentives before and how they're set up in a way that allows you, if you actually work in the format of the incentive period, it will basically be an evaluation for you on how your business does. For example, if you've got the sponsoring points, absolutely incredible for level 1 Disney, then that's absolutely amazing. However, it may well be that you're falling short on the PRV and that PRV has been a struggle. Or it may well be that you've got the PRV points and that you've absolutely smashed your business there, but actually it's the sponsoring points that you're struggling with. And that's always my starting point. So I want you to look at things that have gone really well. So it might be, for example, that you've got lots of new customers. It might be that you've recruited well. It might be that you've become really consistent with your social media. And then things that you might not have done so well is things like, for example, that you might not be as consistent or you've not wanted to step out of your comfort zone. You've not felt confident to step out of your comfort zone. You basically need to find the gap in where your business has gone. You need to evaluate where it is. Now, if you're brand new to this business, you just need to evaluate where you started and where you are now and what's happened so far. But you need to be brutally honest with yourself and you also don't need to be too hard on yourself. There's a lot of you in this group that probably will quite quite easily sit there and say, oh, I'm not very good at recruiting, I'm not very good at this, I'm not very good at going live. But actually, you've got to give yourself a little bit of credit, because some of you are putting in really high PRV and clearly you're doing things well. And it's about being honest with yourself and saying, right, and be confident with yourself and be like, actually, I've got that part of my business down, but I'm just not quite turning that into that. I'm not seeing the results. So that's the first thing you need to do, is to write yourself a few things down. So like 2 stars and a wish, like when you're in primary school. So 2 stars, 2 things that you do really well, 1 thing that maybe needs a little bit of work. Hold on, let me just turn. I'm just going to turn my phone on silent, because otherwise it will go a little bit crazy. So find your gap. That's your starting point. Okay, this is the next thing. I then want you, and you're probably not going to be able to do this now, because I want you to give this some real serious thought, is I want you to write down your list of goals for the whole of 2021. Now, I personally would be looking at my goals in different goals. I'm going to have my life goals, like things that are going on at home in my lifestyle. I'm probably going to have maybe friendship goals or family goals, holiday goals, and I probably will have monetary goals in there as well somewhere. But you need to decide, sorry, I can't sit still tonight, I'm like literally buzzing. You need to decide on what you're going to write in terms of your list. Now, in terms of your organisation in your business, you want to write down all the things that you want to achieve. Now, I am going to talk about the difference between a goal and a dream, okay? A goal and a dream. So goals, for example, and dreams are 2 very different things. A dream is something that you want to happen. A goal is something that you're going to make happen, okay? It's okay to have big dreams. I want you to dream really big for 2021. If someone would have said to me at the start of 2020, you are going to have a month that is going to turn over, your group is going to turn over £1 million worth of sales, I would have laughed in their face, because I would never have dreamt it. So 2020 has really taught me that I need to dream bigger. I don't dream big enough. My dreams, I had a vision board, which if I had it, I would show you it. Hold on, let me just check one drawer, because I know that there's one drawer that it might be knocking around in here. Or did I chuck it? Hold on, 1 second, guys. No, I haven't. I'll find it. I've got a picture of it somewhere. I'll find you my vision board. I made a vision board, and on my vision board, it had a brand new car. I have actually got that, so I could tick that off. I had family holidays, which didn't obviously happen because of COVID. I also had on there my new kitchen, which hasn't happened because it's starting hopefully next week. I also had on there a brand new bathroom. My bathroom is still not looking done at all. And I'm trying to think what other things were on there. I can't actually remember off the top of my head, but I didn't dream big enough. I needed to dream much, much bigger. And that's what I want you to challenge you for 2021. I want you to believe that you could, earn £5,000 if that's what you want. I want you to believe that if a new car is going to change your family life, that why not put that on your dream board. I want you to, if it's that you want to spend more time with your family, then put that on your dream board. You've got to really be thinking about what you want from 2021. Now, it's all about the action that you're going to take, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But first of all, I'm going to talk about why you're putting these goals down on your list. So, I hear a lot of people that will say to me, one of my goals for next year is that I want to be an SSD. I've always wanted to be an SSD, okay? Always wanted to be an SSD. But now I'm here, something that it's taught me is that it's just a title. So the same as in any other network marketing, every step and every promotion that we take is just a title, okay? It's just a title. It doesn't mean anything. All right, it might mean I'm earning a little bit more money, but actually in a title is not going to change my life, okay? However, what I then do with that title and the action that I take and the action that I put into my team and the action that I put into my business and my sales and my customers, that is then what is going to give me results. And that is what is going to make those dreams come true, those family holidays, those cars, and all of those things that you want. So what I want you to do before you write down, I want to be a director, I want to be an SSD, I want you to think bigger than that. I want you to think about why you want those things. What is it, if you hit SSD, what is it about that title that is going to change your life? If you decided that, for example, you wanted financial wealth. Financial wealth to some of you could be earning £800 a month, whereas financial wealth to others might be earning £5,000 a month. So you need to decide in your year of 2021, what is it that you really want, but why is it? Why is it? What is, £800 a month going to mean to you? What impact is that going to have on your life? What impact is, £5,000 going to have on your family's lifestyle? If it's not about money and it's about freedom and being able to go and, spend more time with your family, why do you want that? Why do you want to spend more time? What impact is that going to have on your family's life? So I really want you to think about right now the goals, but I want you to also dream big with it. Okay? And Jade, it doesn't need to scare the crap out of you. And that's exactly what I've just said. It's a title. Okay? SSD is no different to an essential consultant. And I will keep saying that over and over again. SSD is no different to an essential consultant. The only difference it is a title difference. I work exactly the same as I worked when I was an essential consultant. When I first joined this business, I worked exactly the same. And maybe I go live a little bit more, and obviously I've got a bigger team. But apart from that, I do exactly what I did when I first started this business back at the very beginning. So decide on your dreams. The next thing you're going to do is once you've got those dreams, you're going to start to plan. I want you to plan out your whole year. So I want you to write a list of all your goals for 2021. So for example, it might be, so I'm just going to talk about senses. So this is going to be related to us here. It might be that your goals are to bring in 2,000 PRV every single month. It might be 1,000 PRV every single month. It might be 500 PRV every single month, whatever your goals are there. It might be that you want to recruit people, one a month, one person, bring them into your team. That would be 12 a year that your team would grow by. Okay. It might be that, for example, you want to connect more with your customers and grow your customer base by 10% every single month. You need to give actual number values on things. It's got to be measurable, because as soon as you just say, I want to grow my customer base, I could grow my customer base by 50 people that come into my customer group, for example. And if only one of those buys something, that's a really small percentage that I've grown by. It needs to actually have a set value so that you can think about, right, if my aim is to grow it by 10%, let's say you've got 50 customers and you want to grow it by 10% every month, it means that you need to find 5 new customers every single month that are going to buy from you. So you need to be thinking about what impact that's going to have on your business, okay? Decide how you're going to take action, but write that list, and it needs to be a long list. And I don't want you, as I say, I don't want it just to revolve around Scentsy. I want you to think about your life, your holidays, your goals with your kids, your family, your jobs, your teamies. Literally, I want you to write the list. It can be as long as a whole page, but I want you to write that list. Why? Because as soon as it's written down, you're going to make yourself more accountable for something that's actually down on paper. And we're going to talk about that in a bit. The next thing you're going to do is decide on your goals, and you're going to take action. So let's say, for example, all of your goals are going to be your big goals. So it might be 2,000 PRV a month. It might be to recruit 2 teamies. It might be to set work hours, etc. All of those things. And then what you're going to do is you're going to then write down, so second column, and I want you to write down is all the little things that you need to do. You're going to take one thing to start with as your focus in January. Prioritize that first thing that is going to change and that's going to make such a difference. So, for example, if PRV is something that you need to up because you haven't got enough customers, then probably that is going to be a starting point for you for changing your business. Okay? And that's going to be your first goal. So it may well be, for example, to grow your customer base by 10% by the end of January. Okay? So that's maybe your starting point. This is just an example. Now, if you want to grow that by January, you then need to write down all of the little steps that you need to do to grow your customer base. So it could be things like, for example, setting up a referral program. It might be asking all of your customers to refer one person to you. It might be asking everybody you know to add somebody into your group. It might be starting to run giveaways for everybody that shares or that refers. There's lots of ways that you can encourage people to come into your organisation. But you need to write down all of those things, because straight away you're giving yourself a things to do list. Straight away you're like, right, I'm focusing on my one goal. So my first goal, just that one focus, not that whole list. You're not going to look at that whole list, because that whole list is pretty overwhelming. You're just going to take one focus and you're going to decide how long you're going to spend on that and when you want it done by. So for example, to grow your customer base by 10%, you might say, I'm going to do that in January, for example. So it may be that you set yourself a goal of 1,000 PRV for January, let's just say, or 500 PRV. Let's make it really realistic. So 500 PRV. And you're going to write down all of the different ways that you can grow your customer base, all of the different ways. And if you don't know what the different ways are, you're going to search grow your customer base in this group. You're going to search grow your customer base on YouTube. You're going to maybe invest in a book to help with your social media or your sales or, customers, finding customers. You're going to do all the things and you're going to write them all down in your list. And that's going to be your focus for January. Straight away, you can say, okay, I've got one goal for January, but I've got 10 different things I need to do within the space of January. And by the end of January, I would like to have, or it might be that you set yourself to grow that customer base within 6 months. It doesn't matter. Whatever your date is, you're going to have it written down and you need to set these goals. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you need to set alarms. So for example, you're going to take those goals and you're going to set alarms on your phone of where you're going to achieve them by, okay? And you're going to set other little alarms. It might be set an alarm once a week for, have you asked people to join your team, or have you asked people to refer a friend, for example. Start to think about little ways that can actually make you stop procrastinating, because I guarantee in January, if suddenly your alarm goes off and you're in the middle of, I don't know, you're finishing an exercise class, walking out of the gym, and that little alarm goes off, or that alarm goes off at 6 o'clock on Saturday morning or whatever time you set it for, it's going to make you do it, because straight away it's reminding you. It's giving you a reminder that that is your goal and you're aiming to get that goal done by a set date. Again, it needs to be written down. You've got to write these things down. Okay, so hold on. Once you've decided what you wanted, you're going to write all them goals down, and then you're going to write down your examples of when you get there. I want you to think about the couch to 5K, okay? If you don't know what it is, you need to Google it. But, okay, the couch to 5K is basically, so it teaches you, it's a program, it's an exercise program that teaches you to go from your couch to be able to run 5K within a set period of time. And it literally is set out as a program. Day one is something like, right, you're going to go and walk for 10 minutes, and then you're going to jog for a minute, okay? And then day two is you're going to go and walk for 10 minutes, and you're going to jog for 2 minutes. You can see where I'm going with this, can't you? By the end of week one, you are going to maybe be jogging for, maybe nearly half a K. And you gradually build and build and build until eventually you hit that 5K. Now, I want you to think about your goals, and I want you to think about your sense of business and your life and everything that's going on around you in the same way. Because this is how I built my business over 3 years. It's taken me 3 years to get to a point where I'm earning ridiculously crazy life-changing money. I still want more, but I'm earning ridiculously life-changing crazy money. But it's taken me 3 years to get there. You're never going to get a business overnight. I see somebody yesterday that wrote on social media that they wanted to earn 25 grand in like their second month of network marketing. And I was like, do you know what? If you do it, my hat will come off to you. But if you don't, it's going to take you 3 years to get there of serious growth, consistency, working every single day. Every single day. So you need to find that focus on one thing, and you need to start working out how you're going to get there. It's a bit like a computer program, for example, when you're learning something new, when you're on the computer, say you've got to learn how to print stickers for Avery, for example, you need step-by-step instructions on how to get there. And it's exactly the same with your goals. It's no good saying, right, I'm going to go and sell 10,000 PRV this month, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. And then that's it. Then we spend the whole month procrastinating. Exactly that word, Jade. We spend the whole month procrastinating, thinking about that we're going to get there, thinking about we're going to lose weight, thinking about that we're going to eat healthy, thinking about that, oh, I will go and post on my social media. But then we don't actually do it because we don't know how to get there. So you've got to write down, you've got to take that focus and break it down into lots of little goals. And that's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to do with your Sensi. Think about your Sensi business like the couch to 5K. You need to get consistent at doing something, and then you're going to add a little bit on each time to challenge yourself and to push yourself to step out of that comfort zone. The most important thing is when you set your goals is you start to take action. And this is something that I think my word for 2021 is going to be action. And this is what I want you guys to think about this. A word that is going to be your business word for 2021. What is the word that, for me, for this year, it's definitely been growth, no matter what. I didn't intend for it to be growth. I probably started off with the word intention. And I have been intentional, but not as much as I would like. My word probably for going into 2021 is going to be focus. I think I actually wrote down action. Focus and action. So for me, I need to really prevent the procrastination and become more focused and work on that list, that brain dump list that I'm going to write down on how I want to get to that next part of my goal. For me, this year is going to be all about working closer with my teams to change their lives, to work closer with them to hit their goals. But for me to do that, I need my teams to write down their goals and to have their focus and to tell me how they're going to get there. If they don't know how they're going to get there, that's what your uplines come for. That's what your sponsors come for, your directors, your SSDs. And that's when you go to them and you say to them, right, I need help because I need to work out how am I going to get to that next point? How am I going to move forward for 2021? So let's think about the end goal, okay? I want you to plan out your year for the whole year, not just for 1 month, because I think it's really easy for us to say, I want to be a director. But actually, that goal has got no substance. It's just a title. It's just a title. Okay? I want you to think about something that's really meaningful to you and write it down and then work out how you're going to get there. Actually sit down and write down the things that you need to do in your business that are going to make a difference. The things that you need to do in your business that are going to help you to achieve those goals. You need to find your focus. Okay, you've got to find your focus. Really have. Okay, you're going to make sure you can measure it. Okay, plan it out. Set yourself dates of when you want to achieve things by. This is the most important thing. I think quite often I set myself goals all the time, generally monthly. I'm a monthly goal setter. But I read this book. Well, actually, I didn't read it all. I'm not going to lie to you. I read this. It's called The 12-Week Year. I haven't read it all. I've only read probably about the first chapter. I'm not going to lie. 2 chapters. And it made me think about, actually, I get this. And this is talking about like what we're talking about now. So how, this is written by Brian P. Morgan and Michael Lennington. And they talk about the 12-week year splitting up in, so you split up your year into months and then your months into weeks. So for example, each month, you go 12 weeks and each week is related to a month. So in week 1, it's related to January. In week 2, it's related to February and so on, March, April. And each month has a set challenge, if you like, or focus. And then the most important thing is when you've made your plans, every time you achieve one of your goals, okay, you are going to celebrate your goal. Because I think this is where we go wrong. I think some of you guys, yes, we celebrate monthly and we go, yay, we've done 200 PRV, 1,000 PRV, 500 PRV, or I've recruited, I've not recruited, rah, 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 rah. But actually, you don't celebrate all the little things that you do to get there. Okay, and this is what this teaches you. The 12-week year teaches you about how Every time you achieve something on your list, on your brain dump, on your goal list, you celebrate it. And it might well be that you celebrate in the first month, you manage to find 3 new customers. And you celebrate that. How do you celebrate that? You'd be like, I don't know, you can do yourself a social media post. It could be that you pour yourself a glass of wine. It might be that you go to the shop and you treat yourself to some chocolate, or that pair of shoes that you wanted to buy. Or, you know, maybe you even treat yourself by taking a day off and saying, I'm going to go out today. I'm doing no sensing. I'm having a complete family day with my family, whatever floats your boat. But you need to make those goals small enough that actually you're celebrating all the little wins, because there's some of you that are doing amazing, amazing things, but you're so focused on getting 2,000 PRV or recruiting 5,000 people, or, you know, the fact that you didn't promote to the next title, that you're forgetting all the amazing things that you did in the process of trying to hit those goals. And sometimes some of you are doing your absolute best and more, but then you're not celebrating those wins. So 2021 has got to be about focus, but also taking action on the small things to achieve the big things. And then you celebrate all those little small things that you do. For me, like, I celebrate every time I get all my orders out and I've got no orders in my house. That is a celebration for me, because it's a really big thing. I'm like, when my orders come in, I look at them and I'm like, oh God, I've got boxes, I've got to get the bags ready, I've got to make sure I've got samples. It's a big thing for me. I find, whereas, for example, I celebrate every time I come on and do a training, because I tick that off my list. This is my list for December, right? And every time I tick off one of my things on my list, I'm like, woo, celebrate, pat me on the back, celebrate. I go and tell someone. And normally I go and tell my accountability partner. And that's what we're going to come on to that in a minute. So I want you to really set deadlines, okay? Set deadlines for everything. I want you to make your list so you've got your big goals, and then you've got all the little ones of how you're going to achieve those big ones. This is so important to do this, and I'm going to be doing this with you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to set deadlines. Monthly, quarterly, 6 monthly, 9 monthly, however you want to do it, whatever works best for you. I probably am going to do like 3 monthly goals. I'm going to try and work and focus in 3-month chunks, or maybe, you know, monthly tends to work good for me. So if I've got those goals monthly, I'm going to have all those things written down that I want to achieve every single month. And then in that month, I'm going to have all those little things of how I'm going to get there, But I'm also going to write down and remind myself what impact it's going to have on my life if I make those things happen. And this is the key. This is the key. It's not just about the title. It's really, and this is what makes the difference, I think, between finding recruits, because this is what's going to make people look in and see what you're doing, because you've got to show people, okay? You've got to show people that, yes, I have just managed to get all of my orders out, and the impact that has had is I'm going to have this amazing day, and I'm going to take my kids to Marsh Farm, and we're going to have a day out as a family, and I'm going to publicise that all over social media as a celebration, because I love my Scentsy business, and look at the impact it's allowing me to then go and have. You know, on payday, you know, I don't do the whole, oh, I got paid this amount of money all over social media. It's not my bag. It doesn't suit me. I don't, it's not that I find it tacky, because I think some people it works for, but for me, I know that I show people what I'm earning, if you like, by actually going places and spending time with my kids, spending time with my family. And that's the goals for me. That's the impact, right? Oh God, probably get emotional now. The goals for me is about earning enough money to mean that for me, that I didn't have to go to work every day. I didn't have to get in my car, drive 45 minutes to work to feel like I was never good enough for the person that I work for. Despite doing everything I could, I was never good enough. And then I come home from work and I'd be miserable and I'd cry and I would moan. So the goals for me was about making sure that I bring in enough money to pay my bills, to pay my debts, to pay all my things that I've got going on, to still be able to do my extension that we're doing, and that is what makes me get up every single frigging day, so that I can do the school runs and I can be the mum that goes to the football and the athletics. That is what drives me every single day to hit my goals. And then within that, that is what I'm always reminding myself every day when I'm like, right, okay, your goals for today is to get that order out, is to try and find 2 new customers and to maybe have some recruiting conversations. And, you know, or my goals might be to actually make up 10 join packets, 10 recruitment packets, or to do team recognition and send something to my team, even if it's just an email, because that's what's helping me to run a successful business. And I'm helping my team to be able to feel what I feel. Okay, your goals have got to be deeper than just, I want to earn 5 grand. You know, make it deep, okay? Set yourself deadlines. Decide when you're going to do things by. Make 2020 your year. And if you miss a deadline, okay, this is the most important bit, because I know there's a lot of people that suffer with their mental health or their confidence or within our group. I know that. I see it all the time, but without you even having to tell that story. If you miss a deadline, it's okay. Now, if you've missed a deadline because you procrastinated and you've been lazy and you've sat on your bum watching Jeremy Kyle and, you know, the Kardashians for 3 days, then that's not okay, okay? That's not okay. Clearly your goals are not deep enough. They're not deep-rooted enough, and you need to think about why you're doing this. But if you miss a deadline because you've done all the things on your list and you've given it your best shot, but that you still haven't quite reached that PRV, or you still haven't quite, you know, hit that goal that you've set yourself, it's okay. Extend your deadline. Give yourself a new deadline, and then do everything in your power to make sure you get there. And if you get there and you say, do you know what, that was my deadline, I have done everything I possibly could. I have tried my absolute best. So for example, that deadline, let's say you've set yourself a goal of finding a new recruit, and you have done lifestyle posts, you've had conversations, you've asked people, you've sent out join packs, you've put cheeky join packs in orders, you have asked for referrals, you've done all of the things, and that you still haven't ticked that box. It's okay, because you can say, do you know what? I've done my best. And that matters sometimes. And actually that matters sometimes more than actually hitting that goal. Then sometimes you need to take a step back and look at other things. Okay, my next thing you're going to do, so you've written your list. Let me just recap. You're recapping your year, okay? Positives, negatives. Find your gap. Find the gap where you need to improve. You're going to write a list of goals for the whole of 2021, not just for January, not just for Sensi, for your life as well as for Sensi, for everything. Whether it's about fitness, whether it's about losing weight, whether it's about drinking more water, whether it's about going on more holidays, whether it's about spending more time with your family, write them down. Get everything down on paper, okay? You're then going to focus on one thing at a time. One thing at a time, okay? Make it happen. Brain dump all the things you need to do to make that happen. So you're making a new list, okay? And then you're going to chunk it into smaller goals. You're then going to set deadlines of when you want those things to happen. When you want to make those things happen by. Set alarms on your phone. Write it down. Stick it somewhere where you can see it every day. Map out, if you're organised and you're really organised, get a planner. You can get a year planner, like a wall planner, and stick Post-it notes all over it saying when you're going to have these things done by, what you're going to do, what your month's going to look like. Really get into sticking into planning. Set yourself deadlines. Then this is the scary bit. Tell people. Okay, this is where it's going to frighten you a little bit, because I want you to tell people your goal for 2021. I want you to find an accountability partner or a friend or somebody that's not going to laugh, somebody that's going to go, do you know what? I'm going to keep you accountable to that. And you're going to write it down and you're going to tell people and you're going to say to somebody, right, these are my goals. So it might well be that you send your goals to your director. You put it on email to them and you say, look, I want you to see this on paper because I want you to make me accountable to it. I want you to hold me accountable to this. When I was a teacher, I had a performance management review every twice a year. And in those times, we had to set ourselves goals, and then we had to review the goals to see what we'd done to achieve them. And we had to do exactly this. We had to write down how we was going to achieve these goals, you know, and then I had to share it with somebody, and then we both signed it, and it made me accountable. And then I made sure that in that time, I'm always working towards that, because if these things happen, this is when my business is going to change. This is when my organisation is going to grow, when, you know, I'm going to change my life, like really change your life. So you're going to put them down on paper, and you're going to share them with somebody. You're going to tell someone. You're going to tell someone that you want to earn £2,000 to be able to take your kids on a family holiday. You're going to tell them that you're going to tell somebody that you want to earn the next incentive trip because you're absolutely obsessed with going on holiday. You're going to tell somebody that, you know, you want to lose 5 pounds in weight by, you know, when you go on your holiday in May. You're going to tell somebody that you want to be able to run half marathon by the end of the year. So I don't mind whatever your goal is, but you're going to tell somebody. You're going to verbalise it. You're going to screenshot it. And if you're really brave, share it on your stories. Tag me. Or even just share a blurred screenshot of it. Tag me. Send it to me. I don't care. Send it. You've got my email address. Send it to me. Get it to me. Send it to your sponsor. Send it to your SSD. You're more likely to stick to a goal if it is written down. That is a fact. And you're even more likely to stick to a goal if you share it with somebody and you're brave. Okay. And then this is the last little bit from me. Okay. 2021 is about believing in yourself and finding confidence that you have never had before. 2020 has changed me as a person inside and out. It's changed probably, and this isn't just because of Sensi. This is because of COVID and because of everything else that we've got going on right now. And Sensi has changed a huge number of things, right? It really has. But most importantly, it's given me a self-confidence. I've started to look around and seeing what other people are doing in this business. I'm realising that we've created something really, really special here. And actually believing in myself, thinking, Jesus, Lise, this is amazing. Like, this is bloody amazing what we've done. So I need you guys to start believing in yourself as well. When you see those goals all written down, it's about you believing that you can make those changes. You believing that you can actually make this business become like something real. We've all got those non-believers. We've all got those people that probably think that it's a scam, it's a pyramid scheme, that, you know, I'm suckering you out of all this money, that Sensi are making you spend more. But if you've got people that are non-believers, you just need to show them, and you need to be able to turn around and say, do you know what? You can be a non-believer. I've got loads of non-believers. They're not non-believers anymore. They're all believers now, okay? Your non-believers will eventually buy Sensi from you. Your non-believers will eventually see that you show them that £500 paycheck, that £800 paycheck, that £2,000 paycheck, that £10,000 paycheck, or that 25 grand paycheck. And I tell you what, when you show them that, or they will see you going on holiday, incentives, they will see you being able to give up hours at work, they will see you, you know, sowing the seeds in so many ways, or they will join you, okay? Or they will join you on this business and on this journey. And when they do, that is going to be so self-satisfying for you. And you know what? Some people will never be happy for you, no matter what you do. There will be some people that will never like your pictures, that will never like what you do, that will never, you know, appreciate what you do. But this is about you. This is about your goals for you and your family. This is about your goals for you and your life. You only get one life, okay? So you've got to set goals, make 2021 your year. You've got to decide that this is the year that you're going to stop saying I can't and start saying I will. Watch me. I can. Watch me. Watch me make it happen. This is the year where you're going to be like, I'm going to feed my brain with so much knowledge, so much information. The fact that you're here turning up tonight is telling me that you're ready for 2021. All 40 people on this call right now, every single one of you are going to have a great 2021. Why? Because you're here, you're watching it, you're watching this training, you're taking it in. I can imagine some of you are writing it down, and you are, you know, really taking that time to then decide how you're going to make this change your life. Now, it's not going to be easy. 2021 is probably not going to be the most simplistic year. You know, 2020 has been incredibly difficult, as well as incredibly emotional and incredibly fantastic. But this is about you. It's about you learning, deciding that, right, okay, I don't know how to grow my customer base. How can I learn how to grow my customer base? Right, I don't know how to recruit. Where can I find the information that's going to teach me how to recruit? Finding people that set your soul on fire. I found a new, so this is what happened yesterday. And Laura said to me, Lise, that was meant to be that you found that. And I was like, do you know what? You're so right. So yesterday I decided, I was cleaning the kitchen. My kitchen looked an absolute bomb had gone off in it. And I decided that I felt a little bit uninspired. I felt a little bit like, God, I'm going live tomorrow night to talk about goals. And I don't really feel like I've given much recently. I don't feel like I've done much. So I was like, I need to get that fire going in my belly. So I found this girl. I was looking through other superstar directors trainings, and I was trying to find something that I thought, yep, I need to find something new. And I came across this girl called Jessie Lee. Okay, and I'm going to tell you about her because now when I started watching this video, and it was all about being a servant leader, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to deliver this to my leaders group, my squad leaders group. They need to hear this. This is brilliant. And I actually shared it with them last night. And then as I got to the end, I realised that she wasn't Sensi. And I was like, oh my God, like, where's she from? Like, I need to follow her on Instagram. So I followed her on Instagram, and then I realised that she was doing a lot of stuff with Fraser Brooks. And if you guys know who Fraser Brooks is, he's another guy, a huge network marketing guy. And then I realised that she was through a network marketing company that my husband joined in the summer holidays. And she is literally like top dog. She's at the top, making millions, like millions and millions of pounds. She's now into like coaching and mentoring. And I started to watch her videos. And everyone I watched, I'm literally listening, going, yes, this is, oh my God, yes, this is how I feel. Because it was all about how you've got to work with your team. You've got to understand your team, and you've got to help your team to achieve what you've achieved. And that's what I've always been all about. It's not, of course, it's amazing to earn amazing paychecks. Of course it is. But for me, it's gone from, yes, the money is life-changing for me, but also watching my team hit those goals, watching my directors. We have a chat, and my director's telling me, oh my God, Lisa, I've just had like the biggest paycheck of my life. This is like going to change my life. I've just left my job. I've watched all of my directors one by one quitting their jobs and saying goodbye to their part-time jobs because their income is now bigger than their job. That makes me so emotional, and it gives me goosebumps, and it really makes me think, yes, this is what this is all about. And this is where my goals need to differ this year, because I want to make my goals really team orientated and working with my directors and helping them grow more directors and getting more people within this squad, you know, feeling that feeling of like, this is changing my life. It's changed my personality. It's changing my confidence. It's making me step out of comfort zones. It's making me, you know, do things that I've never done before. And when I listened to this girl, oh, she was so on that wavelength. So for you guys to build your confidence, sometimes you've got to find someone that does that for you. And there might be some of you watching this that think, God, I'm so sick of hearing Lisa's lives. You know, she goes live all the time and it's a bit like yada, yada, yada. I've heard it all before. And that's absolutely fine. I don't expect every single person in the Sense Squad to resonate with me. Okay. I really don't think that every single person's got to resonate with me. There are so many people out there in the world that you can find, and you just need to find one person that lights your fire. And that will help you achieve your goals because you can learn from them. You can absorb it. You can take in all of their information. And there is so much free. Okay, this is the thing. There's so much free information out there. You literally just need to give yourself time to draw it all in and find your time. Okay, for me, cleaning my kitchen, having a bath, when I'm driving, doing my deliveries, when I'm down here putting my orders together, I've got training on. It's in the background. I YouTube it up onto the TV. It's in the background. I don't necessarily sit there making notes, but I'm listening all the time. And I'm like, yes! And it's sometimes it's not even about what they're saying because you know that information, but you just hear it from somebody else. You just hear it from someone else and it lights that fire and you're like, yes! Just hearing it in a different accent or a different person, it lights your fire. Okay, so this is what you need to do with your goals. 2021 can be every single person's year in here. You just need to believe it. You need to set the goals. You need to make a system. The system needs to be, write it down. I see some of you talking about what your words for this year are going to be. If your year is going to be, hold on, I see some people had actually referred and said, oh, my word's going to be, hold on. If Claire said her word's going to be believe, then you've got to take action on that word and make sure that you're doing things that are going to make you become a believer, going to make you believe in yourself, going to make you believe in your business. You need to make sure. So Nix is discipline. And I know that's going to relate to your time management and how many hours you're putting into your business. And for you, your goals need to be related to that. Your goals need to be really crisp and really like, right, set goals that are actually going to give me focus, that are going to say, right, I'm going to get that done, whether it's power hours or, you know, actually being disciplined with your time. So it's just finding all of those things. Jade's is going to be like, to not procrastinate. Jade's and me are very similar. But you need to decide what your words are. You need to decide what your goals are. And you need to then decide how you're going to get there. You know, I sat and watched, and this is what I'm going to finish you off with today. So one of my friends, was it 2 years ago now? 2 years ago this Christmas, he had a stroke. And he's 38. And he had a stroke whilst he was at work, and some of you might know him. He went into hospital, and then he had another massive stroke. My husband had gone to the hospital, had a conversation with him, and then he had this massive stroke. We thought he was going to die, and we were told that it was very unlikely that he was going to live. I might see if he'll do a live training in here at some point. I'll ask him. I don't know whether he'll do it. He might, because he likes to talk about it. And when he woke up, he had such bad brain damage that they told us that they didn't know if he was going to be able to speak. They didn't know if he was going to be able to walk. They didn't know if he was going to be able to talk again. And he has been on the most incredible journey over the last 2 years. Intense physio. He was in hospital for nearly a year, I think. He was in hospital for a very long time. He went in a wheelchair. He had to reteach himself how to walk again. Now, if I tell you, I went round to his and his wife's house this morning. He has gone back to work this month. He works for Fords. And he's gone back to work this month. He's still got no movement in his arm on one side. He's had extensive brain surgery. But he has goals set every single step of the way. And when people say to me, I don't believe I can do it, I think of him every time, because I think, do you know what? There were times when he had really dark, and he has had awfully dark months where he's been like, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could, step out of my comfort zone. I don't know if I can teach myself to walk again. I don't know if I can. They told us that he wouldn't even talk. And now he works for Fords. He's gone back to his job at Fords. He's doing a different job, but he's now working 2 hours a day. He's just starting to get movement back in his hand, but he's had to goal set the whole way. Every part of this has been a goal. He's had to have a goal, and then he's had to work out the processing for how he's going to get there. He's had to teach himself all of those skills. Like, he knew how to walk. He knew what he needed to do, but he had to teach himself how to do it. The in-between part, if you like, the processing part. And it's exactly the same with your Scentsy business. Okay? You guys know, all the building blocks to get 2,000 PRV, but then it's just challenging yourself to do all the little processing things in between it. Now, his story is absolutely incredible. And I'm like, if he can set himself a goal, get up every day, do the physio, have that. He astounded all the doctors, by the way. Like, every doctor is like, they've made a case study of him because they didn't think it wasn't even possible when you look at his scans for the impact that it's had. And as I say, he's 38. Honestly, it's been a horrific 2 years for him. But he has had goals every step of the way. And every step of the way he's had focuses and little tiny goals, and he's ticked them off. And exactly those words, Karen. It's strength, courage, and determination. And that is what you guys need. And it's exactly the same with your Scentsy business. Strength, Courage, determination, plan, make a plan, make it happen. Belief, and believe in yourself. Because I believe in every single one of you, and I will help anybody that wants it. But you've got to take the action and help yourself first. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. 2021 is all about taking action. I'm going to put a video in here to watch in your own time of Jessie Lee. I'm going to put her YouTube on here. It's not that I want you to feel that I want you to go and watch them all. But if you resonate with her a little bit like I did, then watch it. Take it in. But then most importantly, take action. Don't just learn all the information and then do nothing with it. Because, do you know, like it's like, and this is something that I've learned from her, is that I've learned a lot of information. But do I use all of that information? No, I don't, because I'm lazy. So 2021 is my year for actually taking action. Focus and taking action. It's going to be incredible. So let's do this together. I'm really excited for you all. I want you to start planning 2021. I'm going to create a document that's going to help you guys. I'll place it in the group. You can fill it in and it'll have questions and it's going to have ideas on it for you. I'll get it drawn up. I really hope that you found this a little bit inspiring. I will ask Dom to come and speak to you all as well, because hopefully it'll give you a little bit of perspective. I really do think perspective is so important as well. I can't wait to work with you guys, and I can't wait for the next year. I can't wait to see where we're going as a group. I'm so excited, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye, guys.